Listen closely, brother, because this is the kind of lesson that saves you years of confusion. People love to say women hide their desires. They don't. They reveal them carefully. They leak them through tone, timing, and tiny choices that most men are too distracted or too needy to notice. If you've ever walked away from a conversation, replaying it in your head, wondering, was she hinting at something? This is for you. I'm going to show you how to read the energy without ever crossing a line, how to stay grounded when the moment heats up, and how to move with calm authority instead of guesswork. By the end, you'll understand 7 clear signs a woman hasn't been intimate in a while and is warming to you, and more importantly, how to respond like a man with standards, respect, and composure.
Before we begin, mark your intention. Hit subscribe, drop a like, and answer a simple yes or no in the comments. Have you ever suspected a woman was signaling you, but you weren't sure? Saying it out loud cracks the ice. You'll realize how many men have stood in the exact same fog. Now breathe in, shoulders back, chin level. Let's talk clarity. Number 1, the body doesn't lie. Words can be polite. Bodies tell the truth. When a woman feels that dormant spark waking up, it shows as micro gestures. The extra second of eye contact, the way she angles her body toward you, the unconscious touch to her own hair, collarbone, or neck as she listens. You won't get a neon sign, you'll feel a current. And here's the nuance most guys miss. These cues aren't about desperation. They're about attraction and comfort with you specifically. If she's been without closeness for a while, that built-up energy often seeps through the smallest movements. But a single gesture means nothing. The power is in the cluster. 3, 4, 5 aligned signals over time tell the story. How do you use this without becoming a robot tallying hair flips? Keep your frame. Stand or sit open. Breathe slowly. Let your presence be calm enough to taste the room. Don't lunge because she leaned in once. Don't shrink because you got nervous. Test softly. Step back half a pace mid-conversation. If she closes the gap without thinking, her body wants proximity. If she doesn't, you saved yourself the embarrassment of false assumptions. Awareness, not perfection, is the edge. Most men never train it. Number 2, playful provocation. When a woman feels safe and seen, her humor sharpens. She'll lace ordinary banter with double meanings, gentle innuendo, cheeky timing, a teasing jab that lands softer than usual but sticks longer. Humor is the safest testing ground. If you ignore it entirely, she files you under clueless. If you dive into sleaze, she files you under unsafe. Walk the razor's edge. Respond with light, grounded acknowledgement. Careful, that almost sounded like an invitation. Then smile. You didn't get flustered. You didn't get crude. You signaled that you see the subtext without dragging it into the gutter. Here's your moveset. Do keep it playful and brief. A confident one-liner beats a paragraph of try-hard wit. Don't chase innuendo with more innuendo. Respect is magnetic. Test softly. Change topics on purpose. If she returns to suggestive humor again and again, that's no accident. That's escalation under the mask of a joke. Playful provocation is her way of cracking the door and asking, "Do you perceive me?" When you answer with calm presence, you show leadership without pressure. Number 3, small touches, big messages. Skin is a language. The brush of a hand on your forearm when she emphasizes a point. The half-second linger on a hug that wasn't there last month. The gentle graze as she passes behind you when there was space to go the other way. One touch can be circumstance. Repeated, directed touch is a signal. Caroline, a single mom who met a man at her local cafe every week, didn't plan a tactic. It just happened. Her fingertips on his sleeve when she laughed. The goodbye hug that held a beat too long. The way her palm rested on his shoulder when she leaned to look at something on his phone. Her body remembered warmth before her words did. Your response? Read pattern and context. Is she touchy with everyone or specifically with you? Are the moments situational or do they accumulate over time? Keep your frame steady. Don't flinch away nervously. Don't reward every touch with an immediate one back like you're hungry. Let your stillness be the mirror. Then test softly. Pause. Remain present. If she reinitiates, if her hand returns to yours during a story, if physical closeness becomes her default, you have information. Comfort, interest, momentum. Respect it. Don't exploit it. Number 4. From small talk to soul talk. At some point, the conversation slips out of the shallow lane. She confesses she hasn't felt truly close to anyone in a while. She mentions missing the feeling of being held. She shares a memory that clearly means more than the words on the surface. This isn't random oversharing. It's controlled vulnerability. She's opening a window to see if you fog it up with neediness or keep it clear with presence. Too many men misplay this moment. One tries to fix her life. Another treats it as a green light for instant escalation. Both fail the test. The move here is simple, grown, and rare. Reflect and hold. Sounds like what you miss most is not just touch, it's safety. Period. You didn't steal her story. You didn't turn it into your sermon. You reflected her emotional truth back to her in plain language. Then you let silence breathe. If she keeps sharing, that wasn't a coincidence. She feels secure in your frame. Only amateurs rush. Professionals listen. And when hearts start peeking out, something else often appears on the edges. Number 5. Quiet jealousy. Not the dramatic spectacle. That's immaturity. I'm talking about the tiny ripple when you mention another woman. The split-second freeze of her smile. The playful jab with a hidden sting. Wow, must be nice having fans. The quick subject change. This kind of jealousy is less about control and more about care. It's the discomfort of feeling a door closing that she wants to walk through. Mike noticed it with a colleague after weeks of charged banter. He casually mentioned grabbing coffee with a new teammate. Her reply sounded like a joke, but her eyes didn't. It wasn't a storm, it was weather shifting. How do you handle it? With steadiness. Don't fan the flames to test her. That's boy behavior. Don't launch into defensive monologues either. Instead, re-anchor in your values. For me, it's simple. Time goes where trust is. You didn't boast. You didn't explain. You just made clear that attention in your world is earned by character. Watch her breathe again. That exhale is the tell. Number 6. Engineering alone time. When a woman wants the noise to fade so the truth can speak, she creates pockets of privacy. We should cook instead of going out. Walk with me. I want to show you something. Come by. I bought that coffee you like. The activity is a pretext. The environment is the signal. Privacy lowers barriers, slows the pace, and lets the room do half the talking. Caroline's living room turned into a sanctuary not because of candles or music, but because the bustle was gone, and the silence grew warm instead of awkward. Your job inside that moment is leadership without entitlement. Enter with the mindset of connection, not conquest. Thank her for the trust, out loud if it fits. I like this. It's easier to be real when it's just us. Then let the space breathe. If she leans in, if her knee stays against yours, if the conversation keeps orbiting intimacy and presence, you're not guessing. You're reading the atmosphere you both created. The man who can hold tension without forcing outcome is rare and unforgettable. Number 7, constant flirting, sustained, directed, unmistakable. At this stage, the energy isn't random spikes. It's a steady rhythm that plays beneath every exchange. The tease becomes your shared language. She flips your comments into playful shots not to win, but to dance. The detail that clinches it, she doesn't do this with everyone. The contrast is your proof. This is where many men stall forever or blow it up overnight. Both extremes break the spell. Your path is clarity. Name the pattern lightly, then lead. It's funny. We always end up in this back and forth. I like it. Pause. If she smiles and doubles down, shift from teasing to truth. I'm curious about what this is between us. Want to grab a quiet dinner and find out? You didn't trap her. You didn't put her on the defensive. You invited reality with composure. That's what separates men from boys. Now step back and see the progression like a map. The body warms first. Humor tests the channel. Touch finds reasons. Conversation deepens. Jealousy ripples. Privacy appears. Flirting sustains. Read it as a pattern, not a scavenger hunt. A single clue is noise. The cluster is signal. And remember, none of these signs are a contract. They're windows into her inner world. Your job is not to pounce. It's to understand, verify, and proceed with respect. Let's lock in 3 rules that keep you powerful, kind, and clear. Rule 1. Patterns, not moments. Stop obsessing over the one long hug, the single spicy joke, or the accidental graze. On their own, they mean little. But when they repeat and align across different contexts, eye contact, humor, touch, invitations, that's when you have a living pattern. Build your judgment on consistency. That's how you avoid both arrogance and timidity. Rule 2. Verify with clarity. You don't need poetry. You don't need a script. You need one honest sentence delivered with calm eye contact. I feel a pull here. Am I reading that right? If the answer is yes, you move with integrity. If the answer is no, you keep your dignity. Either way, you trade hours of guesswork for 30 seconds of truth. Women remember men who can hold truth without flinching. It makes them feel safe, even when the answer disappoints you. Rule 3. Patience is power. The fastest way to lose respect is to force what you cannot control. Pace is a language. A boy tries to speed everything up to soothe his anxiety. A man breathes, senses, and lets the moment unfold. If you're unsure, slow down. Ask a simple question. Suggest a walk. Recenter the energy. The man who can delay gratification owns his outcomes. The man who can't is owned by them. Now, a deeper cut. Strength isn't just about spotting signals. It's about what you do after you see them. An impulsive man lets adrenaline steer the car. A grounded man lets values hold the wheel. He doesn't exploit openness. He protects it. He doesn't turn vulnerability into an opportunity. He treats it like something sacred. That's why women feel safer and more drawn around a man who can keep his center when the air gets charged. He's not performing. He's present. So let's tighten your checklist for real-world use. Keep your frame. Relaxed shoulders, slow breath, easy eye contact. Your body sets the room's emotional temperature. Read clusters. 3 or more congruent signals over time beat any single dramatic moment. Test softly. Step back half a pace. Shift topics. Invite quiet. Watch how she naturally moves. Speak clearly. One grounded sentence of truth beats clever lines. It feels like there's something here. Lead respectfully. When it's time to move, offer direction, not pressure. Let's do dinner somewhere quiet this week. Protect dignity. If you misread, you own it with grace. My mistake. Then you carry on, unshaken. Remember, none of this is about turning women into puzzles or you into a codebreaker. It's about becoming the kind of man who can feel what's in the room, who can hold space without collapsing into neediness, who can be honest without being harsh, and who treats desire as a conversation, not a conquest. Women do not hide their desires from a man who is safe, steady, and clear. They relax into them. Your job is to be the environment where honesty can live. If this hit home, if it sliced through the noise and gave you something you can use today, subscribe to the channel right now. Drop a comment with the words, "I value clarity," and add your city. Let me see where the men who choose composure over confusion are watching from. Share this with the friend who keeps mistaking friendliness for flirtation or blowing chances by rushing the moment. One clean insight can pivot a man's entire direction. And as we close, tattoo this in your mind. What matters most isn't the line you say, it's the energy you hold. When you read beneath the words and respond with strength and respect, you don't just earn a woman's attention. You reclaim your own clarity. Boys chase signs, men read patterns, verify with truth, and lead with patience. That's how you stop guessing. That's how you start living like the man you were built to be.